Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the Smart Whirlpool Top Load Washer, featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. There's an Arkansas wedding photographer who shared 3 things that happened during the wedding that signify the marriage probably isn't going to last. They were told to her by a different wedding photographer who has been in the business for 15 years. So here are the 3 clues that the wedding ain't gonna last.
The first indicator is one of the spouses will take more than 3 family photos without the other spouse. The second indicator is the bridesmaids or the groomsmen will avoid talking about the spouse when they're getting ready or doing toast or anything. And the last indicator is one of the spouses will spend more time with friends or family at the reception rather than their spouse.
Okay, the last one, I don't know. I feel
like you're supposed to go around and thank everyone for being there and do that small talk thing.
Yeah, but as a couple, you don't necessarily do it by yourself.
Well, sometimes you have to split off. There's a lot of people to deal with.
Yeah.
Or maybe I don't know. That is interesting. I think I'm kind of with Danny on this. I feel like you guys are sort of together for the whole thing, and you'd go and it's up to them to come see you. Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe. I
was thinking about because we had family come in from New York and the East Coast, so it was just she's still trying to. You only have so many hours at the event, so she's talking to some of her family members and. We try our best to hit the round, but I remember just catching up with some family members I hadn't seen in years.
Oh, and so you talked to them, but they didn't get to meet your bride?
No, of course they met her, but after a while, she's going, I'm going to go say hi to this person and that person while I'm still having a catch-up session.
Oh, interesting. Every wedding that I've been to, the couple goes around to each table and spends 5-10 minutes at each table, and then they move on.
That's what I'm thinking is that she's saying that it's not happening. The couple doesn't do something like that at least once together.
Gotcha.
I see what you're saying, Steve. You're saying that
at some point during the night, I'm not there by her side the entire time.
Yeah, this is, I guess, from what I'm understanding.
Plus, I had to sneak off to McDonald's at one point.
Of course.
These are things that,
Well, yeah, that has to be done. Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised. Really, I didn't know you didn't. I thought you'd have McDonald's at the reception. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So probably spending too much time with the bridesmaids. This is probably a good thing. That's why she's on the list, right?
Yeah, that's probably not a good thing. Well, I mean, that's interesting to know if those 3 things are really what it is. I suppose if you're taking a ridiculous amount of pictures with your family, but why would you want them? Because you're in a dress or in a suit that reminds you were married. I mean, I don't think you can separate that.
I've had that happen where you've been in at a family gathering and everyone from the family's there for the first time in forever. It's not a wedding. It's Father's Day or something like that. And they're all group picture, and I'll even be I'll take the picture because I remember in past relationships, I'm I don't know if this is going to be for the long haul. Yeah. And out of respect to that, I don't know if they need my face in this picture forever. You ever been in a relationship where you're I don't think this is going to be the relationship that's going to be a forever relationship, and this is a pretty epic moment for the family. I shouldn't be in this picture.
So is that the fourth thing that we should think about is when your spouse offers to take a picture that's a family picture and doesn't want to be in it?
But this wasn't a spouse. This is just boyfriend, girlfriend stuff.
Well, all right then. Even then, boyfriend, girlfriend. Now we know, right?
Or there's been times, have you ever had a situation where they're like, it's obvious they don't want you in the picture because maybe they think, like, we don't need this random guy that has been hanging out with our family member for like 2 weeks in this picture.
Yeah, that happened to that did happen to us. We've had to cut out a lot of Hawaii pictures because we took Sarah and a previous boyfriend to Hawaii with us. And yeah, we had some great pictures, and I was realizing, wow, we took way too many pictures with her and the dude. We should have really we should have thought this through and just taken some pictures. We have a couple without her, a couple where I could crop out, like, you're like, wow, she seems to be standing over at one side of the picture. This is weird. It's like, yeah, she is. Yeah, she's right.
She's easily croppable.
Yeah, she's completely by herself there. There's nobody right next to her. There you go.
So the marriage won't last if the bride doesn't do a keg stand. So we have to have Sarah do a keg stand at her wedding.
Thanks for that. Well, but you know what? That's the perfect place to end this conversation. Thank you, Texter.
I could also see where Sarah would like do a lot of like dancing with her friends as opposed to with J-Rubs at the wedding.
Also because J-Rubs doesn't want to probably dance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I could see that being a thing, and I don't think that's going to be an indicator necessarily.
Well, honestly, though, if you give J-Rubs some booze, I feel like he has no problem dancing.
That's true.
Oh, yeah? Will he limbo?
I feel like he probably would.
Will he limbo? Do they limbo at weddings now?
I've been to some weddings where people limbo.
Wow. I don't.
We didn't do it at mine.
Yeah.
We kind of stayed away from all like the silly stuff.
Yeah,
not by my choice.
You didn't do the chicken dance?
I wanted to.
Yeah, I was. Why didn't we do the chicken dance at your wedding, Steve? That's a travesty.
2 words. The wife.
Yeah. What did she think? It was her wedding or something?
I know. She's just like, I don't want to do the chicken dance at our wedding. And I was like, this isn't a battle worth fighting over.
Yeah.
I got my magician.
You got,
I don't need the chicken dance.
And the ice sculpture.
Why do you think you got the magician? She knew once the ice sculpture and the magician were in, she'd get whatever she wanted.
Yeah, I think honestly, it was probably the most brilliant thing she ever did was agree to let me have a magician at our wedding. Because after that, I didn't care about anything else.
Yeah, and you can't fight for anything because you might lose the magician. So it's like, there's no battle worth losing the magician.
Oh, once I got the hotel room locked in for the magician, there was no losing the magician, BJ.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah? Well, easily she could have made him disappear, right? No? Hey, that would be a line I would use if I was pissed planning a wedding. Oh, yeah, that magician? I'll tell you what, I'll make him disappear, Steve. You let me what I want. So there we go. I'll be watching Sarah's wedding, by the way. I do not want this wedding ruined in any way because this is my only opportunity to get her off my hands. So,
oh, wow.
So yeah, I will be nipping any possible problem or drama in the bud by just, making sure that she doesn't do anything at all to make her have to stay in my house. That's all I'm saying.
Are you guys going to get a wedding planner for her?
If you know what, that's going to be a Kathy and Sarah conversation. I've said yes. Whatever you want.
Recommend it.
Yeah, you need one.
Yeah, well,
if it can be afforded, I've always told people if you can afford it, even if it's like a part-time wedding planner site. I mean, we did like a part-timey thing, like it was just a certain number of times, but it was an affordable price. That lady's no longer doing it though, unfortunately, because she did a great job. Like it was the best investment about that entire wedding was anytime crap was going down, like call the lady, and then I can't remember her name, sorry, and then we would just call her and she would take care of things.
I agree. I mean, if it were up to me, I would do that. It's just, I'm doing the dad job number one. My job is to bring the money. That's my job. I don't bring anything but
the money.
The
cash.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, nobody wants to hear from me because it's mom and daughter that will be planning this damn thing.
That's a good thing, though. You don't want to be involved with that.
I kind of do because I'm the kind of person that if I'm paying for something, I want to be involved. And you're right, Danny. I don't, but my brain says I do. Just like I thought I should be involved in my remodel, and I really wish I wasn't because I ended up having too many fights over that damn thing.
I was going to say, what do you want to contribute to this wedding? Like, I would want nothing to do with it. Just here's the money. Like, even in my own wedding, I was like, there's a couple things where I was like, yeah, I'd like to like have a little bit of a say in it, but everything else, I'm just like, sounds good. Tell me where to be.
Well, I'm the kind of person that, I want it to be the perfect thing for her. So it's like, I don't want anybody bamboozling her. So that's why it's like, I want to be around to make sure nobody bamboozles and makes her like get something she don't want.
Just look at whoever that is and be like, I'm on to you. You better not bamboozle my daughter.
Oh, yeah, really? Yeah, that works. I'm on to you.
How many times can we say bamboozle?
If you do that, you have to dress up as the godfather. That way they know you're serious.
Oh. Okay, so what you mean like I got to dress up like Which one? Is it like the old school guy, like Marlon Brando Godfather?
Yeah. I mean, you could. I'd say you just dress up like Doctor Who yesterday from Live Day.
Oh yeah, that'll get it done, huh?
I'm not messing with a guy dressed like that. He got a screwdriver.
Oh yeah, that's right,
and a crazy scarf.
That's right. I'll show you people.
We got a message on the KISW Instagram asking what was Grandpa Indiana Jones doing at Live Day.
Oh, you know what?
Not really bad for him.
A lot of people don't know the character. I mean, I had to explain it to Heather, who was doing photography for us.
Heather Hale.
Yeah, and Heather was like, it looks great, but what are you doing over there? And also Kevin from Metal Shop's like, dude, you look awesome. I have no idea who you are, but you look fantastic.
There was someone else on our social media just like, is BJ the grandpa from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? And I'm like, yeah. There's a gold theme, and we're looking for the golden ticket.
Wow.
Clearly.
Yeah, it just goes to show you popularity because, I mean, eventually everything becomes unpopular because this guy was the king of the 70s. Anybody who was a sci-fi fan, you knew who this was. 80s, 90s, everybody knew. You saw that outfit, you knew exactly who that was. Mm-hmm. But now there's a whole generation of people that have no idea who that is. They just, and I look, I get it. For Doctor Who, everybody knows David Tennant, Matt Smith. They know those guys. They don't know Tom Baker's Doctor Who was iconic and the hippie doctor from the 70s.
Vicky showed me a picture of the guy. Why didn't you have a wig on?
Yeah, I didn't want to mess with that because I knew Rev's wig was good. Yeah, Rev talked about the itchy wig, and I've done that before when I went as Ozzy.
Because he's kind of got like that, what kind of hair is that?
He's got permed out crazy hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's super long.
Total mop on top.
Yeah.
Plus the stage lights and everything. It was going to be way too hot.
I decided the hat should be enough, and I thought the scarf would be enough, and I was cooking a little bit with all that. I thought if I had to wear that Tom Baker wig, forget about it.
Good call on not wearing a wig. I mean, I wore mine, and I think I just need to burn it now after last night or yesterday.
I don't think the wig would have helped with people knowing who I was, though.
No,
I mean,
not
the
at
scarf is the one that knows, and then the sonic screwdriver. If you don't know who it is with the scarf and the sonic, then you're not going to know who it is with the hair.
No, that's a good point. If you would have come to me like, who am I? I mean, the screwdriver, at least from knowing you and hearing you talk about it, I'd probably be able to put two and two together. But when you first showed up, I was just like, what the hell is this?
Yeah,
I had no idea what you were. I'm like, I know he's excited about it. He says it's connected to him. So I'm trying to think, like, what show could this be associated with?
I did a bad job. I really should have told people what I was because I just assumed everybody would know, but just goes to show you not everybody knows anymore, which is really amazing since, it's a very iconic look in the world of sci-fi. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do, Steve?
What are you going to do?
Us old people know what's up. That's about it, though.
I mean, iconic look. You have to be a real sci-fi nerdy guy to know Doctor Who from the 70s.
Well, that's what I'm saying is if you're I don't know what to tell you. He was the rock star Doctor.
Right.
There was no until it got rebooted. There was no other Doctor that was as popular as him, and he had the role for like a bunch of years too. Longest running, I think, that he's been with that. No one's ever had the character as long as him. But again, you have to be a sci-fi guy. But if you ever watched PBS back in when you it was like Monty Python. You saw the old Doctor Who with this guy in the scarf, and you saw Monty Python if you ever watched PBS. Those were the two shows that you're like, what the hell is this English thing going on? But again, Steve, you were like a child, if even born.
Yeah.
When he was popular. So, so it was a long time ago. And a galaxy far, far away. We got a well-known rock star that just shared that he got an interesting gift from a friend that passed away. The gift was a bullet with their ashes in it. You're going to hear from that rock star at 8:20 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the Smart Whirlpool Top Load Washer, featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Everything is better electrified. like the guitar, toothbrushes, or cars. And Hyundai has the widest range of electrified vehicles on the market, including the first ever Tucson and Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. You can use electric when you want it or gas when you need it. It's your journey. Evolve it beyond the pump in the 2022 Tucson or Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer or learn more at HyundaiUSA.com. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
You know, I'm glad we can take this time for ourselves.
I know, me too. It's nice going on new adventures, experiencing new things, and creating new memories again. I missed you when you seemed lost in your gambling.
Well, I'm back and ready to visit new places and see new sights. Oh, and try new foods.
Yes, new foods.
If gambling is creating a problem for you, call the Washington State Helpline at 1-800-547-6133 or visit evergreencpg.org.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Rob Halford of Judas Priest was given some of Lenny Kilmister's ashes in a bullet. And here's his response to that.
They sent me, it's a bullet with some of Lemmy's ashes inside of it.
Oh, wow.
Now, okay, everybody's going, a bullet, Lemmy's ashes. This is nuts. This is the kind of thing that Lemmy would have loved to have done. To use an object like that to carry his remains is just so Lemmy. It's provocative. It makes you think. It makes you talk. But as far as having a beautiful part of Lemmy physically with me right now in my house, that's just magical.
Yeah, look, obviously bullets are provocative. But again, if Rob feels like that it's a great keepsake and it's a pleasant reminder of Lemmy, then, more power to him. But yeah, it would be weird if somebody sent me a bullet and had their ashes and I'd be like, I don't know how to feel about this.
I mean, it's case by case for sure.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we've heard about this before with Lemmy. Like, this is like he was sending it to a certain number of friends, because I remember like Triple H in the WWE, he's a big buddy of Lemmy's before he passed, and I think he got one of them as well, and a few other well-known rock stars. I think Ricky Rackman, the guy that did Headbangers Ball, got one. It was a gift for like those that were super close to him, that they gave a little piece of Lemmy, literally, inside of a bullet.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
I mean, look, if everybody who got it really appreciates it and it has them, think of warm thoughts of their friend, sure. More power to you.
I wonder if you turn like into like a necklace.
Oh, that'd be badass.
I think I would do something like that. That'd be kind of a cool tribute, just to have that, for not wear it all the time, but like certain situations where you're like, okay, I got Lemmy near and dear to me, man.
It looks like there is an option to put a little ring around it at the end, so you could do it. Or a keychain.
Oh yeah.
All right.
But then I get nervous if I like drop my car off to get like service. I'm like, oh crap, that bullet. Let me get that. That's Lemmy. It's my friend Lemmy.
That's Lemmy. Yeah, plus,
Motorhead, that's my buddy.
Yeah. Again, you don't want to be bringing a bullet anywhere. You know what I mean? People aren't going to understand.
Well, I think it's not a keychain. It can be, people are just going to assume it's a decorative thing.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I don't know.
I'd be like, so at that point.
But it's just, to me, if I don't know what that is and somebody's walking around with like a bullet, anything, I think it's provocative for me. It's like, all right, does this guy like this?
That's
weird. Bullets. I mean,
they sell so much bullet stuff like at Hot
Bullet
Topic.
belts,
and
I had flip flops with bullets all around them once from Hot Topic.
Well, we had we had a team in basketball that had to change their name because bullets were too provocative. So I think there are people that just like you guys don't have a problem with it. Again, if you don't know, I mean, like to just randomly have a bullet hanging around your neck, my brain would be like, oh, what the hell's going on? Then I'd have to hear the story.
See, I wouldn't even think anything of it. No, I would just say, oh, cool bullet, man. You're a fan of the Bullet Boys?
Yeah, so I don't. So don't give me a bullet. If any of you guys go, don't put yourself in a bullet. That's not for me.
So I want to know who Lenny is. Lemmy from Motorhead, the frontman. He unfortunately passed away, and as a gift to a lot of people in his life, he put his ashes in a bullet and sent it to people.
And again, a lot of the folks that got it definitely said that, like Judas talked about this before. I should say Rob talked about this before from Judas Priest. He said, yeah, this was Lemmy. This is totally an awesome thing to get. It reminds him in a very pleasant way of Lemmy. And it's like, that's cool. Though I'm the kind of guy, I want to take the ashes and spread them somewhere. And then when I go to that area, I think of that person because that was their favorite place or whatever. That's what I like to do with ashes.
There is this meme floating around on the board game groups and stuff, and it says when you pass away, you can turn your ashes into one of those sand dials so you can still participate in family game nights.
That's perfect for you, BJ.
Timers and stuff.
Like a little bit. You send a bunch of sand dials to people.
Yeah, I'd rather you just scatter my ashes like outside of my favorite game store or something like that. Do something like that.
I'm trying to think if there's like a certain thing, like an object that I would put it in.
Verified belt.
A verified belt, yeah, and that's very specific.
You like little keychains of those. I would wear that all the time. Be like, it's Steve.
It's little Steve.
Or like a little keychain or like an enamel pin of me holding my ashes or something like that. And the ink that they use is part of my ashes or something.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I was even thinking like a little hockey puck. And you can work the ashes into like making of the hockky puck.
That'd be cool. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you holding an urn, a see-through urn of your own ashes is kind of cool.
I've recently spoken to a guy who does glass blowing, and he does ash art with those. Well, he'll incorporate the ashes into something that you would want, maybe like a heart or a little trinket or something that you can keep around.
I had a friend
we have that. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend that had one that done of her mom's ashes, and it like came out beautiful. And she sent it to me. I was like, that's something I kind of want to look into, honestly.
I like that way more than just getting an urn.
Yeah,
the urn thing. Everyone's different, so this is just me personally. I would feel very, I don't know. It seems too sad.
Is it disrespectful? Because most of the people do that for their pets. So is it disrespectful to have a glass thing where you got mom next to the pet ashes? I don't know. Is there a hierarchy? Because
as long as
it's worth a conversation before they go. Like, hey, I know this is weird. I know you're dying, but can I turn your ashes into art?
And I feel like it's not disrespectful unless you make it into a bone like you would Rufus or something.
Oh, like a dog bone?
Yeah, they do dog bone versions in
that's
paw
what I'm going
prints.
to do it myself.
That'd actually be
I'll
kind of
send
cool.
all of you guys dog bone versions of me.
If that's what you want, I will respect it.
Yeah, I don't think I want that.
You're not going to be one of the people I'm sending it to.
I don't think he has a problem with that.
Yeah.
Problem solved, BJ.
I would take you to your favorite place and throw you somewhere.
I'm going to put mine in a bullet for you just to scare you.
That's fantastic. That's great. I'll put that along with the other stuff that I put things that I don't. But I have a nice memory of our dog. Me, I was never a super fan of the dog, but as she was going through the last moments of her life and the last year of her life, I started really chilling out and really appreciating what she did for the family. And so we took her to a place that was a place that it was a cool place, and I go to that place from time to time and see where we scattered her ashes, which was a body of water, and it makes me think of her, and so I like that as opposed to we still have part of her also. You got the paw print things that they do, and you got the globe or the heart, like Danny said. I like going to the place and seeing where we I don't know, I feel like, she's free, swimming or whatever.
Anytime that people mention just letting go ashes somewhere, I just think of the scene in The Big Lebowski where the wind blows and just smacks them all back in the face.
I know.
And it's like, I don't want to do that. I was like, I'll let anybody else do that sort of thing. I'll be there for whatever, but I don't know.
That is the greatest scene. One of the greatest scenes in movies. You're absolutely right. It's such an awesome scene.
When my old dog passed away, they did the cremation at the vet, and they said, hey, you could have it done, and we'll give it back to you, or if you want, we can just put it out there. Like with any other dogs that pass away, we take the ashes and bring them to Commencement Bay. And I was like, there's something very cool about the idea of the ashes going with other dogs to one. I don't know. I really like that vibe of okay, she's in my own little world, in my own little brain. There she is playing with other dogs like she liked to do at Commencement Bay. So I did that. I didn't even think though of doing ashes someone into a dog bone or a piece of glass. That would have been kind of cool looking back on it.
Yeah, I mean, So, you just never know what somebody really will appreciate as a way to remember or, however it will be. It's some people don't want any memory of anything. They just want to sort of, just remember them in their head.
This one's pretty cool. My dad has one of my grandma's ashes in a sphere that's really cool. Has a stand that makes it levitate and it lights up. It's a great conversation piece and also an awesome way to remember her.
That is cool.
Something that levitates. It's like right up your alley, BJ. Like
that's a little freaky. It makes me think that grandma's like haunting us.
Yeah, it's like, hey, grandma. You forget at one point, you're just walking by, you see this floating orb, you're like, oh,
that's grandma. What do you mean that's grandma? What the hell? Is this like the TV show Ghosts? What's going on here?
She likes you.
One time, said my sister passed away recently, and sorry to hear that. And we're a Disney family through and through. We're going to dump a small vial of our ashes into the water of Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland.
Oh, yeah. So many people do that, especially
do they really?
at the Haunted Mansion and stuff. If you get caught, you get kicked out of Disneyland. But
if you dump ashes, you get kicked out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Why?
Because everybody's probably doing it, Stephen. You're polluting the joint.
Yeah. Especially in like the Haunted Mansion and stuff. They have cameras throughout, so just be careful when you do it. Like you can get away with it, but it's not.
I'm trying to think of like a tactful way. Like you get into an argument, pretend that you have a cup of like Sprite, and you like threw it at your significant other, and they duck out of the way.
Yeah, that's
elaborate ruse.
That's the perfect way to do it.
No,
sir, what are you doing? I'm having a cup of Sprite. You're bringing that on the ride? Yes, I am.
Yes, don't worry about this.
That looks
cup
a little.
of Sprite.
That doesn't look very Sprite-like, sir. Sprite's kind of see-through. Don't you worry about my business.
If they're only doing a small vial, they probably will get away with it.
But if you had like a giant urn,
you bring
tipped it over. Here, Johnny Depp, this is for you.
In the face.
I have a friend that.
That'd be amazing.
Wow.
And how about that's when Johnny Depp decides to be, he'll fill in and be the real key guy, as he likes to do every once in a while.
That's the one time he does.
Imagine that's the way you get kicked out, though. Hey, what happened? How was Disneyland? We got kicked out. Yeah. What did you guys do? And it was because you were putting ashes out. That would be such I'd be so mad.
Yeah. Don't be dropping your grandma's ashes here, pal. Mickey will probably, especially South Park Mickey, will probably break your legs.
And if the family member you don't like, you do it at It's a Small World.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Or the Hall of Presidents if you're in Disney World.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. You'll forever be at the worst part of Disneyland.
Okay. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
According to the myth, Jason and the Argonauts searched for the golden what? Child? No.
Wow.
Golden member?
No.
Whoa.
Don't say shower.
Dong?
No.
No, sir. Sorry, none of those were golden.
The fleece.
Oh, he remembers.
I do.
Yeah. You want a shot at beating Steve? All right, you got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs at 8:50 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another question from a listener. I'm getting my wages garnished. Can bankruptcy help with that?
Absolutely. One of the big reasons people file bankruptcy is because they have a judgment or a lawsuit against them, or their wages are getting garnished, and so they can't pay their other regular ongoing bills. People sometimes think that you can't file bankruptcy once they have a judgment against them or once a garnishment has started, and that's not true. Filing bankruptcy will immediately stop any garnishment that you have going, except for child support, and stop your creditors from continuing on with garnishments of your bank account, your wages, and in most cases will discharge that liability through the bankruptcy process. And we can file a bankruptcy case for you usually the day you come in.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
Grandma, we missed you.
Come here, kids. It's so good to see you again. Grandma and I have to catch up. Why don't you play in the other room for a bit?
Okay.
It's good to see you again, Mom. We all missed you.
I'm sorry it took so long. I lost a lot to my gambling problems, but I'm happy to have my life back with you.
We are too, Mom.
If gambling is creating a problem for you, call the Washington State Helpline at 1-800-547-6133 or visit evergreencpg.org.